Hi, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic that's crucial as we get closer to the upcoming U.S. election: Ukraine, the war, and why I believe that a Trump presidency might actually benefit Ukraine more than many people think. Now, I know this perspective may surprise some people, so let's dive into why I believe a Trump approach could be more effective in securing a real solution for Ukraine. First and foremost, let me be very clear. I fully support Ukraine. Ukraine's sovereignty and security are vital not only for Europe, but for the balance of global stability. But when we talk about supporting Ukraine, we should also ask, what does a genuine victory for Ukraine look like? Is it about preserving internationally recognized borders, ending the war, and minimizing further loss of life? Because for me, that's the priority. Winning isn't just about battlefield gains. It's about securing a lasting peace that respects Ukraine's autonomy and lives. And in my view, Trump's experience as a businessman might uniquely position him to make this happen. Some critics say Trump's approach to world leaders, especially ones with authoritarian styles, is concerning. They say he's too friendly, that he doesn't condemn dictators enough, and that he lacks a conventional political approach. But I think this criticism misses a key point. Trump's approach to diplomacy is fundamentally about strategy. Not because he was and is a master military strategist, but because he is a lifelong proactive and creative businessman, and an incredible presenter of himself and things he wants to present. He isn't going to alienate potential negotiating partners by outwardly condemning them because, as a businessman, he knows that building alliances sometimes means speaking carefully, even if we disagree with their actions. When it comes to making effective deals, there's value in keeping some thoughts private if it means keeping channels open for negotiation. Let's look at Trump's record. When he was in office, there were no new major wars, and in fact, global tensions seemed more controlled. He brokered historic deals in the Middle East, normalized relations between several countries, and navigated tense relationships without escalating them into conflict. This no wars policy showed us that he prioritizes peace, which is critical when considering the complex dynamics between Ukraine and Russia. If Trump were to make a deal, I believe he would prioritize a lasting peace solution that benefits Ukraine and protects its borders, not just a temporary ceasefire that leads to a frozen conflict. Now, I know some people support Biden and Harris primarily because they believe the current administration will continue strong support for Ukraine. But I'm skeptical. Looking at Harris as a potential president, I don't see the same qualities that make Trump a strong negotiator. Trump has decades of experience negotiating in high-stakes situations, he's charismatic, and he's a skilled speaker who can engage foreign leaders, even the ones we might consider adversaries. Harris, on the other hand, lacks the same depth of experience in these areas. And I think this matters because when negotiating peace, you need a level of finesse, resilience, and business acumen. Let's also address the idea of what winning really means in this conflict. If winning means reclaiming every piece of territory and achieving absolute victory, then this war could go on indefinitely, with enormous costs to human life, especially if politicians supporting Ukraine are hesitant to give much-needed resources. But if winning means preserving Ukraine's independence, internationally recognized borders, and stopping the war, that could be a much more achievable and sustainable goal. That's where I think Trump could bring a unique perspective. He might be able to work out a solution that's not about total domination, but about creating an agreement where both Ukraine and Russia agree to stop the conflict, not necessarily through mutual victory, but through a mutual desire to avoid further loss. Even Ben Shapiro believes that and is effectively argumenting that as well. Finally, Trump's style of diplomacy, whether you love it or hate it, can be seen as a practical strategy. He doesn't openly insult or condemn every world leader who doesn't align with Western values because he understands that keeping negotiations open is essential to securing the best deals. In contrast, I worry that Harris may rely too heavily on conventional surface-level diplomacy without the depth of strategy needed to tackle something as complex as the Russia-Ukraine conflict. We need a president who approaches global diplomacy with both caution and strategy, rather than solely through the lens of mainstream media expectations or political correctness. So, to sum it up, if we truly want what's best for Ukraine, I believe Trump is the leader who can realistically bring us closer to a lasting solution. He's shown he can negotiate effectively, he values peace, and he has the experience to make meaningful deals even with challenging partners. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but based on his track record, I'm much more optimistic about what Trump could achieve for Ukraine than what Harris might. And I know that's something we all want, a peaceful and secure future for Ukraine, Europe, and whole world. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember, this is about finding solutions and understanding different perspectives, so let's keep the conversation respectful and focused on what matters most. Until next time.